What if you're not failing financially? What if you're rejecting progress when it shows up? Not intentionally, not consciously, but in tiny ways that add up over time. It sounds dramatic, but stay with me because I believe that by the end of this video, you'll learn of at least one way that you've been doing this to yourself with your own money, and you won't even realize that you've been doing it. For those of you who are new here, my name is Christina, and I am a corporate escapee turned financial coach who helps high achievers get over the resistance that they feel towards success and achieving more financially, and help them build calm money systems so that they can have the peace and stability that they genuinely crave. So let's start by talking about, what does receiving actually mean? When I say receiving, I'm not talking about passively waiting for life to pony up a bunch of gifts for you. I'm not talking about the art of manifestation or any of the new agey concepts that permeate the internet today. What I'm talking about is very practical. Can you accept a win without bracing for impact? Can you keep extra money in your accounts without feeling the need to spend it? Can you make career progress without immediately having to increase your lifestyle, increase your pressure, or increase your expectations on yourself? Receiving is really about the ability to accept good things into your life without resistance. Let's talk about the real reason that high earners often struggle to receive. Most of us were trained from a very young age that good things only come with effort. Want success? You better grind. Want safety? Control everything. Want rest? You better earn that. Need help? Don't ask for it. Don't be a burden. Be independent. When we learn these things early on, our brain will begin to equate success with struggle. Ease, on the other hand, gets tied to laziness, possibly being pathetic, and definitely being irresponsible. Lastly, we might have the feeling that without struggle, good things can't last. And then there's the nervous system. The funny thing about the nervous system is that it does not prioritize your happiness, it prioritizes stability, because stability equals safety, and your nervous system was designed to keep you safe. So if you've lived through a stressful season, period of time at work, or hard family dynamics, and at the same time you had some sense of success, it's very simple for your nervous system to equate struggle with success, hardship with success. Honestly, even take the success out of the equation and it will start to think that hardship is normal. Hardship is what's comfortable. Hardship is familiar, because it wants to keep homeostasis. And when things get easy, your nervous system will tell you, stay alert. Something bad's gonna happen. The other shoe is going to drop. It can't stay good forever, because it has normalized that difficulty, that hardship, that feeling of struggle. So when your life starts to feel calm and things start to feel mellow, your nervous system won't be able to interpret it as things are going well. It will interpret that calm as the calm before the storm. That's why when some people get good things, they can't help but feel suspicious, like there's a string attached, like there's an ulterior motive, or that one step forward is going to lead to two steps back. Here's one of the most important concepts that I have had to learn as a high performer, and it's called the upper limit. You can think of it like a thermostat, but it's a thermostat for our nervous system. That thermostat is set at a certain temperature, and if things get too hot, we want to bring ourselves back down. If things get too warm, if things get too easy, if things get too good, we got to bring things back down to that place, to that temperature where we're comfortable, because that again is conceived as safety for our bodies. Our nervous system again is looking strictly for consistency. It doesn't care if it's consistently good or consistently bad. It's looking for consistency. So if you have normalized the struggle, then the struggle is what your nervous system wants for you. When your life starts to improve and that temperature starts to rise, your nervous system is going to regulate you back down. Not because you're broken, but because you're working just as you were designed. So financially, you get a raise, all of a sudden you need to spend that money and get a bunch of upgrades, because that will make you spread thin again. And you're used to being spread thin. You finally pay off that car, guess it's time for an upgrade, better get another car, because you're used to having a car payment. Finally build up savings, you might be getting a little reckless in other areas of your life. Oops, now I gotta use that money to take care of whatever incident that I created in my life, because again, I have normalized not having safety and not having an emergency savings account. Or it could even be more subtle than that. You could know that you've got a bunch of expenses coming out and you refuse to look at your bank account because that feels unsafe and it's safer to stay in the unknown. You could also avoid planning or creating a budget because, again, that feels too stable for you and you're used to uncertainty and instability. This is why two people can have literally the exact same income and completely divergent experiences with their money. One person living in financial insecurity and the other person living in financial peace. Let me give you 3 real-life examples that I have personally witnessed or lived, and I hope that they are painfully relatable just so that I can highlight the point. Example number 1 we'll call the calm panic. Things are fine, everything's going good, there are no emergencies, there are no fires, and yet your brain starts to spiral. You'll ask yourself, what am I forgetting? What did I miss? When will the other shoe drop? You are unable to enjoy the calm because your nervous system is looking for something to manage. And there is wisdom in that age-old adage that if you go looking for something, you're sure to find it. So if you keep looking, if you keep hunting for something to prove that your life isn't calm, inevitably you will find it or you will create it. Example number 2 is the money leak after a financial win. You get a bonus or a tax refund. Heck, maybe you even win a scratcher. But within 10 days, all of that money is gone. Not because you're usually an irresponsible person, but because your nervous system isn't able to hold on to the feeling of, I have extra. So it creates a strong desire, even a need, to splurge on things that are unnecessary so that you will spend that extra money and go back to the state that it is most familiar with. This is where that new car or that European vacation or that luxury handbag comes into the mix. Speaking from my own experience. For the longest time, I believed that credit cards were for emergencies. But that wouldn't be true if I had a stack of cash in the bank. So I must be needing to spend that stack of cash. Lastly, let's consider example number 3, which is avoidance disguised as being busy. You tell yourself you're too busy to look at your money. You have too much going on to review your debts. You have too many commitments to create a savings plan. But last weekend you went boating for 5 hours, and didn't you just spend 3 hours rereading the Mistborn trilogy? In reality, looking at your money would require you to feel something, to look at something, to make a decision about something that feels unsafe to you. If any of this is landing with you, hear me out. Nothing has gone wrong. This isn't a character flaw. This is actually a capacity issue. You don't need more willpower. What you need is more internal capacity for stability, calm, simplicity, and clarity. Fortunately, all of these things can be trained, and I'm about to share with you a 3-part framework for doing just that. This 3-part framework is specifically to train your capacity to receive more. Step 1 is to use gratitude as a nervous system skill and not just some cheesy positivity exercise. I know gratitude can seem fluffy and a little bit cheesy, but in reality, being grateful for the things that you have in your life is actually an opportunity for appreciating micro-receiving moments. So I want you to look at it differently. I want you to look at it as an opportunity to improve your capacity to receive. When you pause and actually take in something good about something currently happening in your life, you train your body to believe good things can happen without the other shoe dropping. Good things happen in my life all the time. Good things are normal for me. So instead of rushing past every single win, try 10 seconds of receiving. Every day, pause for 10 seconds and let something good in your life really land with you so that you feel a genuine and deep appreciation for it. That could be a cup of coffee, that could be a recognition at work, that could be a gift from your spouse. It could be stopping to smell the flowers or seeing something beautiful outside, capturing a glimpse of a painting, or even just having a good hair day or a day where you realize somebody else filled your tank for you. One of my favorites is listening to my kids play together, and another favorite is being able to pay my bills without stress. Linger in the feeling of, I have enough. I have more than enough. I can pay my bills without any friction. You are not being cheesy when you do this. You are resetting your baseline. Step 2 is micro-receiving with money, because tiny steps can build up trust, and that unsafe feeling that we often have in our nervous system, or that our nervous system generates for us, is that we don't trust ourselves at that new temperature that we're looking to move into. So if you want to feel safe receiving financially, start small. Try one of these. When you get paid, move $25 into a separate savings account. If $25 feels like too much for you, start with $5. And if it feels like a little too small, go to $50. But make it a step that you do every single time you get paid. That money gets sent over and you are grateful that you're able to do it. When you pay a bill, take a deep breath and say, I got this. I can do this. I am capable. I handle money well. Any of those things, but we want to tie it specifically to paying bills because we want to associate our nervous system with we are trustworthy with our money. We do the right things with our money. And for those of you who are in industries where you have a lot of income variability, keep your celebration small on your big months. Don't turn it into a cause for a giant party, but instead do a small celebration that can be appreciated by you and your family to help you understand that when good things happen, it doesn't have to be easy come, easy go, or spend it while you got it. It can be a recognition that you can win and still celebrate without going overboard. The goal in all of this is not perfection. It's about reframing our nervous system to trust us with money in small ways so that eventually it will trust us in big ways. And step number 3 is to catch your upper limit in real time. This is a turning point and one of the more advanced steps, but it's about catching yourself, responding to your upper limit in the moment that it's coming out in you. So if you, for example, come into a lot of money and you immediately feel the urge to overspend or quit tracking or avoid looking at your bank accounts so that you can blindly walk through your misbehavior, recognize that that is happening in the moment that it is happening. Pause and label it. This is an upper limit moment. And then do one tiny act that will help you stay in ease for just a moment longer. Before you overspend, keep the money in your account for 24 hours. Just say 24 hours. I can spend it, but not yet. I'm avoiding looking at my bank account. Say I'm going to go out there and I'm going to look, but just for 60 seconds. For only 60 seconds, am I going to look at my bank accounts? Or this final one I really like. I tangibly write down on a piece of paper, I've hit an upper limit moment, nothing has gone wrong, my body is protecting me. Over time, when you do these things and you just push against those upper limits, you're essentially immersing yourself in the discomfort of recognizing that friction you're creating for yourself, and that will ultimately raise the temperature of what you're capable of. You'll get to a place where money can be in your account and you can let it sit for months on end. I know that's a long ways out to go from 24 hours to months on end, but it's really how it starts. Just like sending only $25 can eventually turn into you investing thousands. It's just a matter of starting where you're at and becoming comfortable with the decisions that you're making so that you can start building trust with yourself, and it will grow into and blossom into something much bigger. And that ultimately is going to lead to financial stability. Okay, if you've stayed until the end, then I would love for you to write in the comments below the word receive. That way I know that you're here and you're working on this. And if this really resonated with you, you may enjoy a video I posted a couple of weeks ago that teaches you how to create an upward spiral with your money. Because really it's the same nervous system pattern, just flipped over. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you in the next one.